Hi, welcome to Matt Tech TV. In this episode, we're going to continue looking at Google Drive and specifically the Documents application, but we're going to look at some slightly more advanced features. We're going to start by looking at how you would insert an image into a document. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cursor wherever I want my image to go. I'm going to put it right here at the beginning. I'm going to click the Insert menu up here at the top and select the very first choice, which is Image. Now you have multiple ways that you can get an image in here. I could actually drag an image off of my desktop right into this box. Or I can do the traditional route of choosing an image to upload by browsing to it. Find the image that I like in my computer. I'm going to take this one here. It'll upload it to Google Docs. It takes just a couple of seconds. And now the image is in my document. Now, you can resize the image just like you would in any other application by clicking on it using the resize handles, like so. Also, when you have the image selected, you have the option of setting it up to have text wrap around it or break text. Break text will actually, you can actually set it so that it actually goes over the top of text, but we're going to use wrap text here, and I'm just going to pop it over here, and you can see the text goes around it nicely like you would see text in a magazine or a newspaper. Alright, that's the first method. What about the second method? The second method involves using the URL of an image that is already out on the internet. This is called embedding an image. Now to do this, I find an image on the internet, like I found this image of the three bears right here. I'm going to control or right click on the image and copy the image's URL. I'm not actually going to insert the image file, so to speak, in my document. I'm actually just sort of creating a window to the image as it exists on that other website. So I'm going to again go to Insert, Image, but this time I'm going to use by URL. And again, I'm going to control or right click and then select Paste. Now I've got the URL of that image and I click Select. Take just a second for it to embed the image, and the image is now in my document. Again, I can click on it, I can resize it, I can make choices like wrap text with this image as well. Alright, so that's two methods. One's the traditional method of uploading it as a file, two is embedding an image. The third method involves using your webcam, and this is potentially a much scarier picture in terms than bears or anything like that. I'm going to go to Insert Image, and I'm going to select Take a Snapshot. And the first time you do it, it'll ask you to actually give it permission to access your camera. But once you've done that, you can simply take a snapshot. And if you like the image, you select it. I don't know if I'd say like is the right word. And it pops the image right here into my document. Again, I can take this image and I can resize it. That one probably needs to be resized very small. I can wrap the text around it, and so on. Alright, so that's three ways of getting an image into our document. Okay, for our next feature, what we're going to do is actually show how to insert a hyperlink to another website into our document. One of the benefits of doing documents online is that hyperlinks actually work. You can share a document electronically, and built-in hyperlinks, can take the reader to another file or another website or whatever. It doesn't work so well when you print them out. I've tried it. All right, so let's say that I want to link this word bear here to a movie about the three bears. Well, I happen to have one right here that I found on YouTube. I'm going to copy the URL, and I'm going to go right here back into my document to Insert and pick Link, or I can just find the little chain Insert Link button right here. Paste the link in there, and then click Apply. And now you can see the familiar blue text. I actually have an active hyperlink to that YouTube video. You can actually even create a hyperlink with an image. Now, one thing you have to do is, if you've got the image wrapping, it does not allow you to create hyperlinks. However, if you make it inline so that it's acting like a piece of text, you can attach, just like you would before, you can attach a link to that image. So now, if somebody clicks on that, they can actually be taken to the video of the three bears. Okay, another tool that Google Documents have is the table tool. Pretty simple to use tool. You simply come up here, click Table, insert table, then select the dimensions of the table that you want to insert by just moving your mouse over and down. You can expand this as much as you need to. And you click on the bottom right square, when you have your dimensions, and it'll insert the table. Now once you've got your table, if you highlight it, you can change some of the properties of it by going up to Table and selecting Table Properties. You can change things like the colors of the borders, the size of the borders. You can change the background colors of the cells, and so you can change the vertical alignment and so on. You can also change what's called cell padding, which cell padding is just the amount of space within a cell that text or any other content is given. In other words, if you type text inside a cell, it'll give it a little buffer between that text and the border of the cell. Click OK, and now you can see I have my green and red table. Click in it and you can add content. And so on. Okay. Now if you wanted to add more rows and stuff, simply click on that, click the table tool, and you would say insert row above, insert row below. So if I insert row below, then it'll add another one. It's that simple. The same thing if you want to add columns or if you need to delete a row or table. So that's really it. It's a nice simple table tool. Okay, another tool that I think you'll really like inside Google Documents is the drawing tool. It has a really nice drawing tool. I'm going to show you how to insert a drawing. You simply go to Insert and pick Drawing. Take just a second. We'll see all the tools populate here. Now. Okay. Here's your basic tools. You have a line drawing tool. If you click on this, you have different types of lines. You have arrows, curves, polylines, arcs, and scribbles. Scribble is just basically free drawing. So if you wanted to just draw whatever. Nice thing is the drawing tool cleans it up a little bit for you. Okay. So now you've got your drawing. You also have a shape drawing tool. You can, if you right click on an object, you can actually send it back. So if I want to send this one all the way to the back behind the other one, I can. There's some other shapes here that, as you can see, you got call outs, you got equation tools, so you can do math equations, math symbols. There is a text box tool, so you can insert text into your drawings. Spelling is optional. And so on. Now, one thing to understand is when you create a drawing like this, all of these are separate pieces. Now, I'll show you what I mean. If I wanted to move this drawing around to add another one, watch what happens when I click up here. The cloud part moves, but the rest of it doesn't. If I click here, the circle does, but the rest of it doesn't. That's because every time you pick up your mouse and start drawing again, Google Docs treats it as a separate drawing. So if you do something fairly complex, that can be a problem. So here's how you fix that. Use your select tool, then click and drag to select everything you want to be part of the same drawing. Now somewhere here in the middle, right click on it and select group. Now what I've just done is I've made this all one drawing. It can now be resized, you can rotate it if you'd like, moved around, and so on, but it'll all do so together. Okay. Another thing that you can do in these drawings is you can insert images into your drawing. This just allows you to browse to the images, pop them in your drawing, illustrate them up as much as you wish, add text, and so on. When you're finished, you click Save and Close, and the drawing, all as one image, goes into your document. Same kinds of controls. You can resize it. You can tell it to wrap text, and so on. All right? Okay, so that's how we insert images, that's how we insert tables, and that's how we insert drawings into our documents. Okay, next we're going to look at one of the most powerful features of Google Docs, and that's the ability to share, which allows you to collaborate with other users. So we're going to come up here. If I want to share this document with someone so they can add their content, and now currently this document is set up to be private, only I have access to it, and you can see that right here. It tells you that right here. I can change that real easily by clicking change, and then I have some options, like I can make it public on the web, or I can say anyone with the link can access it. They don't even have to sign in to anything. Or I can say maybe it's only people that are within our domain that have our district Google Drive accounts. They can do it, or whatever. Then I also have the choice of selecting their level of access. Can they only view it? Can they actually edit it? That's the highest level of access. It's just like me. They can add to the content. Or can they leave comments? And comments are just little suggestions and things like that that go in a box on the side. I'm going to say can edit for this in this case. And so what I've said now is anyone who has the link can edit it. And here's the link. All I would have to do is email that link to other users. An alternate way of sharing with people is I can do it by email address or by name. So if I can look up a particular person, now if they are within the Seguin ISD domain, then they're already going to exist. All I have to do is type in their first name or last name, and there's going to be a list of suggestions that pop up, which is really handy. If they're outside the domain, you'll have to probably type in their full email address. So I'm going to select Donnie here, and I'm going to say Donnie can also edit, and I'm going to save and share, and it's going to send Donnie an email. And now you can see Donnie's name appears up here with Polly's as an editor of this document. When I'm finished, I click Done. And that's it. That's sharing. Now the way this shows up for Donnie is if Donnie goes into his Google Drive and he clicks Shared with Me, he can see all the documents that have been shared with him. By the way, you'll notice that now that I've shared that, it shows up as shared in my list of documents. But if someone else has created it, the difference would be it would say the owner would be them and it had been shared with me. All right, right now I'm the owner of that document. Okay, so that wraps up this session. What we've covered is how to insert images. We've looked at how to insert a table, how to insert a drawing, and the basic couple of ways that we can share a document with other people. In the next lesson, we're actually going to move on and we're going to look at how to use Google Spreadsheets.